Hello, gorgeous souls, and welcome to your Tarot and Oracle card reading for the month of April 2024. This is your all signs reading, so you can watch your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign if you know your big three. If you don't know your big three, that's all good. You can watch your sun sign, and you can also use this video as a kind of intuitive process, so you can go through the signs. They'll all be linked below in the comment section. You can go through those and you can just pick whichever ones feel like they're calling you today. So you might not be a Gemini, but you might be like, oh, I just really feel like I need to watch the Gemini message. And that's all good. Use this reading in whatever way you want to use it. You can also as well just watch the whole video and just pick and choose what resonates, what feels good, what messages feel like they're for you. Sometimes when I do these readings, I feel like they're all for me. So take what resonates, leave the rest. And I hope this brings you many blessings and lots of guidance and support as you move into April 24, or as you move through whatever is coming up for you on your journey, whenever you happen to stumble across this video. So we're going to begin just really quickly with just setting the space. If you're somewhere where you can close your eyes, I invite you to do that. If it's not safe for you to do that where you are, please don't. But let's just take a moment and take a deep breath in together. So inhale and exhale. And you might like to take a moment here to set an intention for yourself. If there is a question that's been on your heart or your mind lately that you'd like some guidance on, you can drop that into your heart, drop that into the space, and just be open to receiving the guidance that you need around that. Hopefully through something that you hear in the reading, through something you see in the cards. Maybe I don't even mention it, but you see something in the cards that helps you. Or maybe this reading just opens up your crown chakra for you so that you can receive the guidance that you need from your own guides and angels. And as always, I just set the intention that everything that comes through in this reading, in this session today, is in alignment with the best and highest good of all, and so it is. Okay, so I have to tell you what decks we're using. Last couple of months, I've forgotten to do this, which is like really silly. So Galactic Guides Oracle. This is the Oracle deck that I created with Ellie Grant. It's published by Rockpool Publishing. It is such a fun deck. The feedback on this has been amazing. People are really, really loving it. So I hope you enjoy it today. It is available now in all of the usual places. If you grab it off Amazon, please, please, please do me a massive favor and leave a review. Reviews are like liquid gold for authors, and they just mean so much, and they can really just help so much. So please leave a review if you happen to grab the deck, and I hope you really enjoy it as well. It's a fun one. And the tarot that I'm using today is the Guild Tarot. This is one of the most beautiful tarots that I have ever really used. I had this feeling only just a couple of months ago of just like, I really need to have this in my collection, and I haven't stopped using it since. So those are the decks that we are using this month, and we are going to begin. So we are starting off with Aries, since it is Aries season. So Aries, we are pulling your Oracle card and your tarot card. Sometimes I wonder if I should do this beforehand, but anyway, I haven't today. Okay, let's see. There's a couple wanting to come out. Okay. You have a beautiful, really interesting. So I love when the cards come out like this and we have this amazing like color combo. So for you, Aries, you have Princess of Cups, Evolution. Loving this for you. And you have Draco, Charisma, Challenges, Judgment, and Ascension. So there's a feeling for you this month that things may not be totally straightforward, and you may come up against some challenges and some issues. And hey, it's planet Earth and it's life. So of course we're going to come up against challenges and issues. This is just what happens in life. Now, when that happens, we have a couple of choices. We can let it consume us. We can let it control us. We can let it define us. But what your guides are asking you to do this month is to look at your challenges and stand in your power. That's what I'm hearing them say really loudly. When facing your challenges, stand in your power. Remember how far you've come. Remember how amazing you are. Remember everything that you have overcome, everything that you've been through, everything that you've learned. You're on this really amazing, you're at this really amazing place in your journey right now where you've accumulated a whole bunch of knowledge and a whole bunch of wisdom and a whole bunch of experience so that you're so much better able to face your challenges and move through things quickly. And another thing that they're saying here as well is that they want you to move through your challenges and face these issues in this way, in your power, so that you can move through them really quickly and gracefully. So when you're facing a problem or a challenge, you don't need to let it consume you. So you don't need to go into a place of like, oh, I've got this problem and it's just all consuming and I can't like possibly move forward in my life until I solve this problem. And this is what so many of us do, right? We get something happens in our life and we're like, well, that's it. Like, I can't do anything until this is solved. Let's reframe that. Let's remove some of that kind of like the beliefs that we have around that, the ideas that we have, the programming around our thoughts of like, when I'm facing something challenging, this is like the worst thing, you know. It's like, this is a part of life. A challenge comes up and it's like, okay, this is a part of life. This is something that I'm being called to deal with at this time. No, it's not going to be easy, but life isn't easy. But I have the strength, I have the courage, I have the ability to move through this quickly, easily, with grace, and get through to the other side so that I can keep moving forward again. Your guides are always also reminding you here that it's really, really important for you to ask for help this month. Always. Aries sometimes isn't the best sign asking for help. You know, sometimes Aries is more of a like, I got to do everything on my own. Like, it's a really independent kind of energy, which is fantastic. You know, it's so fantastic to be in that energy. But there's also a point where it's like, you got to ask for help, you know, and I'm feeling like, ask for help from people around you, but also remember to ask for help from your guides, from your angels, your ancestors, whoever, whatever you feel is with you in spirit, to ask them for support and ask them for help when you're facing a challenge. We so often face a challenge and we're like, oh, you know, this is the worst. I don't know what to do. Go into that space. And then it's like days and days later that we're like, oh, maybe I should ask my guides and angels about this. Maybe I should do a spell. Maybe I should like use my practices. You know, your practices are there to help you and support you in challenging times. So I don't feel like these are necessarily going to be like huge challenges for you this month, but when you're facing difficult things, ask for help and remember that you have the confidence, you have the experience, you have the power to move through it easily. Don't let it define you. Don't let it consume you. Just go, okay, here's the challenge. This is part of life. I'm going to move through this as quickly, easily, and effectively as possible. And it's sorted. Okay, I really hope that resonates with you, Aries. If you'd like to work with me this month, if you'd like to grab a reading or work with me in various other ways, all of the links are below on how we can do that together. And I am sending you lots and lots of love. Okay, Taurus. Let's see what is in your tarot cards. And let's see what is in your oracle cards. So your cards are looking nice. Okay, so there's a few things happening here. All right, so you have Dark Moon. This is your oracle cards: ending, experience, integration, and advice. And then you also have the 10 of Pentacles, the prosperity card. So this is a really interesting combination, really beautiful combination, actually. We have this oracle card that's all around endings. And then we have the 10, which is all about endings. So there's very much a feeling for you this month that you're kind of coming to the completion of a cycle, and it does feel like it is to do with finances, money, the material world, work, anything along those kinds of lines, maybe home as well. But there's something that's kind of tying up, and I feel like your guides are saying this is a really important time to tie up loose ends. So often what we do when we want to move into a new experience, whether it's a new home, new job, better situation financially, or whatever it is that we want to change, we often kind of just go, okay, well, I'm done with that. I don't want to keep repeating that. I'm just going to go into the new. And we kind of skip this part of the process, which is just like sitting at the end of the cycle and looking at what's going on, really just reflecting on what has happened so far to get you up to this point. How can I do things differently? And I'm just seeing like your guides are just kind of showing us all of these like loose ends tying up. Like you're kind of going through the loose ends and you're like, okay, I got to tie that up. I got to put that away. I got to sort this out. I got to move that. I've got to change that. The message that's really coming through here is so cliche, but it's like, nothing changes if nothing changes. And you can be at the end of a cycle in your life, ready to go into a new cycle, ready to go into a new chapter, a new phase, a new experience with money, work, all of the material things in life. But if we're not prepared for it, if we haven't done the work, if we haven't reflected on where we are, if we haven't looked at what needs changing, then we go into the beginning of a new cycle carrying all of the stuff from the old cycle. And you know what happens? We repeat the same cycle. And so many of us have had that experience, right? Where we're just repeating the same patterns. We're repeating the same cycle. It feels like, get to these points where you're like, oh, it feels really new and exciting and something's shifting and changing. And then we just fall back into the same old patterns, the same old routines. Your guides do not want that for you this time. They want you to really make changes. That's what I'm hearing. It's time to really make changes. You can't just go into the new chapter and rewrite the same story again. It's time to rewrite things, do things differently. Whatever you've been doing that hasn't been working, you have to let that go and you have to do something differently. I'm hearing really loudly as well that you need to believe in yourself, that you can do this, that you can make the changes that you want to make in your life. So it feels really positive for you, Taurus. It feels like a really positive time for prosperity, for change around prosperity, for change around abundance, for change around your work situation, all of these things that maybe have been feeling blocked or maybe have been feeling like you're ready to move forward and have a better, deeper experience with your finances. You totally are, but your guides are just like, don't miss this step of reflecting, of looking at how you got to this point, what was working, what wasn't working, and what needs to change so that you can have that new experience. I mean, it feels good. Like, it feels good. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of really good, like, prosperity energy around for you. It's just like you have to do a little bit of work to make sure that you're open to receiving that. Hope this resonates. Let me know in the comments, and if you'd like to work together this month, all of the links are below on how you can do that. Okay, Gemini, my gorgeous Gemini people. Let's pull your oracle card. Let's pull your tarot card. And I've dropped it on the ground. Okay, so I'm loving, so far we've had like amazing color combos with all of the cards. This is so cool. Okay, you have Procyon, personal development, soul growth, breath work, and light codes. Loving that for you. And then you have the Princess of Fire, transformation. Okay, so I'm seeing some themes this month. There's a lot of themes so far around change and transformation. So this feels like it's a really big time for Geminis, and it feels like there's some stuff that's going on that you've been kind of collecting that you're ready to just like burn to the ground. You're really, really ready for a different experience in life. there's some stuff that you've been carrying for like decades, lifetimes, that you're just like, you're so done with that. And we're in this really interesting time at the moment. We are in what's going on. Oh my gosh, there's so many things, like eclipse season. You know, we're waiting now for the next eclipse. We're kind of still traversing that. We're also in Mercury retrograde. Don't tell anyone, everyone will freak out. But you know, we're in this really like transformative energy. And whenever we go through these transformative times when, you know, the planets and the stars are aligning and it's like, hey, it's time for transformation, we have two kind of opportunities. We can either just ignore that and go about our normal life, or we can hold on to it and we can grab onto it and we go, yes, I want some transformation in my life. But what your guides are saying really loudly, really clearly is, if you want the transformation and you want the change, something has to go. Something has to go. And I love this this expression that you know, I heard it in like some TV show, but it was you know, every magic has a price. Every spell has a price. Every magical thing that we do has a price. And usually that price is like, we have to make a change. We have to let go of something. If you want to have like a greater experience with prosperity, what we were just talking about with Taurus as well, you might want to check that out, because this is a similar kind of message. If you want to have a better experience with prosperity, you know what needs to go? Your mindset around poverty and never having enough money and always being broke and all of that stuff. You know, you have to let that go. You can't move into a new experience carrying the old stuff with you. So Gemini, I feel like your guides are just kind of saying, look, something has to go. Something has to be released. Something has to change. You can't keep doing these spells and these rituals and these manifestations and saying, I want more of this. I want more of that. I want a better experience with this, without being willing to let something go, to make space for it. So have a think about that. I feel like there's a whole bunch of stuff coming up for you, Gemini, around mindset stuff this month. If you focus on one thing, focus on your mindset. Take some time out, meditate, notice what your thoughts are doing. So many of us don't know what we're thinking. This was one of like the really big things for me that made it such a huge difference at the beginning of my journey, was like starting to notice my own thoughts more, and to notice like what I was thinking about myself and about other people and my abilities. And then when you start to notice that, you can start to change it. So if you start to notice, wow, I'm really down on myself all of the time, like my thoughts are really negative about myself, like I'm never going to be able to do this, I'm never going to do that, then if that's the program that's running in your head constantly, it's going to be really hard to create change in your life. But once you notice that and you go, wow, okay, that's interesting. You don't judge yourself for it, right? You just go, okay, that's interesting. I'm going to start to kind of change that story. And that's when you can use affirmations and meditation and all of these things that can help you to shift and clear that. So we need to clear some mindset stuff. We need to really do like some rewiring of the mindset this month, and to start to kind of let go of some of the things that we think about ourselves that are like just not true, that are negative, that are getting in the way of us being able to really like manifest and create and experience whatever it is that we want to create. So it's all about transformation for you this month, Gemini, all about transformation, all about change, but you need to let something go in order for the new to come in. Hope that resonates. Please let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you and your thoughts on this reading. And if you'd like to work together this month, all the links are below on how you can do that as well. Lots of love. Okay, Cancer. Your tarot card and your oracle card. I'd love to know from you in the comments if you'd like me to shuffle these before we do the reading. Okay, so you have the Prince of Cups, creativity, and you also have the Leo card, big-heartedness, fierceness, and boldness. So you are definitely being invited this month to do something creative. and to do something a little bit different that really gets you outside of your comfort zone. So that is like the really big message that's coming through for you this month, is that it's for you, it's all about getting outside of your comfort zone. And I know for Cancerians, I'm a Cancer moon, I know that we like to be in the comfort zone. Hey, it's comfortable there, right? Like it's a comfy spot. Why would we want to not be in that energy, in that environment? But if we want to have a different experience, and I feel like this is a message that's kind of coming through all of the signs so far today. It's all about change. It's all about transformation. If you want things to change, you have to step outside of the comfort zone. And sometimes you might kind of think, well, maybe I don't want anything to change because maybe I'm actually quite comfy here. Like, why would I want change when everything's fine? And that's okay. You know, if you don't want change, then, well, if you didn't want change, you probably wouldn't be watching a tarot reading video on YouTube, right? Because most of us that are drawn to these videos and this kind of stuff, most of us like want to have a different experience in some way. Maybe your life is pretty good right now, but maybe there's some things extra that you would like to experience. You know, maybe things aren't so good right now and there's something different that you'd like to experience. You're being invited to step outside of your comfort zone. So think about like at least one thing. Let's start with one thing. I know it's difficult for you if you just pick one thing to get outside of your comfort zone. Maybe it's to join a group, a social group that you've been thinking about joining for ages. Maybe it's to join a choir or go to improv or to go to a yoga class or something like that. You know, pick one thing. Maybe maybe you're looking for a new job or you want to have a different work experience. Maybe your goal then for this month is to like apply for one job, you know, like put yourself out there in some way. So that's the other message that's coming through. Yes, it's about getting out of your comfort zone, but it's also about putting yourself out there. That's the phrase that's coming through. Put yourself out there. So it may be work, it may be in a social way, it may be in a relationship, it might be that there's something unsaid in one of your relationships that you feel like you need to say, you need to express something. This creativity card, this is all about expression, and we can express ourselves through creative projects, but we can also express ourselves through just, you know, sharing like how we feel with other people. So the creativity aspect of this, yes, this is a good sign if you're working on a project, a creative project right now, but remember that creativity is not just about art and crafts, right? Like creativity is like how you live your life, how you dress yourself, how you show up in the world, how you it's everything that you do, you know, the actions that you take, like all of these things are creativity. How you create your life is creativity. So there's a question for you this month around what do you want your life to look like? How do you want to create this amazing life experience for yourself? What do you want that to look like, and what changes do you need to make that happen? How can you get outside of your comfort zone and change something, make some changes in your life for the better? Okay, beautiful Cancerians, I'm sending you so much love if you would like to work with me this month. The links are below on how you can do that, and I'd love to hear from you too in the comments if this reading resonated with you. Sending lots of love. Okay, Leo. Let's pull your tarot card, and you already have so many cards flying around wanting to come out. Okay, that one flipped right over, so let's go with that one. Okay, so you have Prudence, 9 of Pentacles, and you have Mintaka, nostalgia, belonging, and community. That's like a really interesting combination of cards that you have here, Leo. It's really interesting. So I'm going to start with the Oracle card, and this was the one that flipped right over. There's a feeling of like, with you at the moment, there's kind of a feeling of that you're not quite where you want to be. That you're not quite where you want to be. And I think that's probably true for most of us. You know, we have these moments where we feel very grateful and we're like, wow, everything's amazing. But then, you know, there's this little voice that's like, oh, but I want more. I want to have a bigger experience. I want to do something bigger and better and bolder with my life. And so a couple of things. I feel like one of the things for you this month is to go back to a gratitude practice, because that can help to ground us in the here and now. Sometimes when we're so focused on wanting something else, we forget to just be here now. And we get into like all kinds of trouble when we're so focused on where we want to be in the future. When we're so focused on manifesting something for ourselves, we lose sight of like where we are in the here and now. And then when the things that we've manifested come into our experience, we don't even really care. And we don't even really notice, because we're so busy focusing on the next thing. And that's not what we want to do, right? We want to be fully in gratitude. We want to really be present, and we really want to be here now. And that is the biggest message that's kind of coming through for you at the moment, is like being where you are, acceptance, gratitude, all of these things that a lot of us, don't really want to focus on. Like, we'd much rather do spells for what we want. We'd much rather do manifestation, but none of that's going to do anything for you if you can't be present and you can't find a way to just be okay with where you are right now. There's also some real like self-love stuff coming through for you too, around being happy with like who you are at this present moment, being happy with how you look, who you are, being happy with your current weight, like all of these things that sometimes we put so much focus and energy into, like, I want this to be different, but ultimately all we really have is here and now. And I feel like if you just spend a month just doing gratitude practices and thinking about acceptance and self-love, like, you're going to have such a better experience. Like, you're going to feel so much better within yourself, but it's also going to make manifesting so much easier. Like, that's the secret, right? That a lot of people don't want to talk about. It's like, if you just go, actually, you know what, my life's pretty sweet. And yes, this would be great to have at some point, and I'm working towards this other thing, but I'm spending, most of my energy just being grateful and being here now. The stuff will come. The stuff will just happen. It will find you at the right time. And when it does, you'll be so, so grateful for it. You'll be so grateful for it. So yeah, a lot of grounding practices. Ground into your body. Ground into the place where you live, the place where you are right now. Get your feet onto the earth. People always talk about grounding practices as like that it's just you connecting with the earth, and that's a huge part of the grounding practice. Obviously, we want to be connected to the earth, but grounding is also about grounding your spirit. It's about grounding your soul. It's about grounding your higher self into your physical body, into your being, so that you can have the experiences that you're here to have. So, a really beautiful affirmation is like, I am my higher self. I draw down my higher self. And you visualize this higher part of you coming into the experience, into your body, into this moment, into this day, wherever you are at this moment, and to just say, okay, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. I hope that's useful for you. Let me know in the comments. And if you want to work together this month, all of the links are below on how you can do that. Sending you lots and lots of love. Virgo, that card was kind of, okay, I'm going to assume, okay, maybe I will shuffle. There was one card and I thought, oh, that's it. And then there was two cards. So let's shuffle. So that's a little shuffling tip. It's a very intuitive process. Sometimes you just know that's the card, and sometimes you're like, not sure. And whenever I'm like, not sure, I always just kind of stick it back in. Okay, so it's interesting because the tarot that you got is the Six of Cups, Satisfaction, which is really a beautiful card. And the one that flipped over was like Success, I think. So it's a really similar energy anyway. It's like good. There's some good energy here for you. And then you've got Taurus, Material World, Stability and Luxury. So Virgo, you're really on a mission here this month to create a little bit more stability and to really just focus on getting yourself in a good place That's what I'm hearing. Like, just focus on getting yourself in a good place. So there's a whole bunch of things that can come under that umbrella of like, get yourself in a good place. Another way to describe it's kind of like getting your shit together, but that's kind of like a negative way to describe it, right? But that's the energy of it. It's like, just take some time this month to go, okay, what do I need to be doing right now? How can I like just organize things a little bit? How can I make sure that I am like in the best place possible to do all of the things that I want to do and to receive all of the things that I want to receive? The word coming up for you is like alignment. Like, it's all about alignment for you this month. How can you get into alignment so you can experience satisfaction, and so you can experience a greater and just have a greater experience with prosperity, with the material world? So one thing that's coming through is that this is a really important time for you to organize your finances. So I know this comes through like every time we do a reading, somebody gets this message. I can't remember if it was Virgo last time, but someone always gets this message. It's like organizing your finances, whatever that means for you. Whatever little things you've been putting off, stop putting them off. Face your bills head on. Look at your look at your bank statements and figure some things out. Your guides are really saying like, just figure some things out. Are you overspending? That's coming through as well. Like, are you overspending? Are you spending more than you have right now? Are you spending money on things that you don't really need? I feel like there's a couple of people watching this. It's like, this is a really important message for you. It's to like, look at your finances, look at your spending, and sort some things out. This is not like, oh my gosh, everything's so terrible. It's not like that at all. It's just like, make it better, like have a better experience with your finances here than you already do. And that's really important, because that is going to help you feel more stable and like everything's okay. And so often like we have these moments where we just kind of feel like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Everything's out of control, like all these things. And it's like, the more we can be in alignment and the more we can just like sort our shit out, then the less we have those times where we have like, complete freak out about like what's happening with our finances or life or, whatever else it is. So sort your financial stuff out, have a look at that, really get honest with yourself about what's going on there, because it's so easy to ignore that stuff. But when we face it, then it's like, wow, okay, now I know exactly where I am, and I know what needs to change, and I know what I need to do to make this different and to have a more positive experience with all of this. But this message around alignment feels really, really important for you as well. It feels really important to just align your energy. So the financial stuff is like, okay, that's like the material world, the things that you need to do to kind of feel more stable. But you also need to be doing some like energy work with yourself, like meditation, like working with your chakras. That feels really important for you this month, like doing some chakra alignment, some chakra clearing. Just visualize yourself in meditation, visualize yourself aligned, visualize yourself stable, whatever that looks and feels like for you. One visual I'm getting for you is like a tree, a really strong tree with really deep, strong roots. And visualize those roots like, coming out of your toes, moving into the earth and really holding you grounded and stable. Trees, like a big tree is so stable and it's so aligned. Most of the time you see the odd tree that's kind of like growing really well, but it's like off on the side. Visualize yourself like that as the tree, your chakras aligned, and your leaves are, going out and receiving light, receiving downloads, receiving guidance, receiving wisdom. Okay, I hope that was useful. It does feel like you're in, there's a lot of like prosperity around. There's a lot of feelings of like, you can be really grateful. There's a lot of good stuff, like it feels like there's a lot of good stuff around you. It's just like, pay more attention to it and make sure that you're like sorting out some of the stuff that isn't feeling isn't feeling so great. Align your energy, ground your energy, basically. That's, you know, that's it in a nutshell. Align your energy, ground your energy, do something nice for your chakras. Okay, I hope that resonated. Let me know in the comments if it did, or if you have any questions, and if you'd like to work together this month, the link is below on how we can do that together. Sending you lots of love. Okay, Libra. What is on the cards for Libra this month? We have your tarot card and your oracle card. Okay, so Libra, you have the 7 of Wands, the Valor card. And then you have Arcturus, which you think I would know how to say by now, but I still don't. Strong will, pioneer, forward thinking, and change making. So, wow. Okay, Libra, you have some pretty strong energy around you this month. The first thing I'm hearing is that this month there's a lot of people that are going through stuff. So there's a lot of people, you might be going through stuff too, but there's a lot of people this month who are really going to be going through it. So these are people that are around you, people that are people you're seeing online, you know, like, you know, when you turn on social media and it's like, wow, everyone's really going through it. And it feels like your job this month is a little bit to hold the, to just stay grounded, to stay in alignment. Because all the stuff that's kind of going on, all of the chaos, all of the, you know, what everybody else is going through, it's not really your stuff. You know, like, yes, you got your own stuff to work with and work through. We've all got our own stuff to work with and work through. But for you, it's kind of like you're one of the signs this month that's going to be able to keep it together better than some of the other signs. So basically, your guides and angels are like, can you please just, you know, keep it steady. Keep it steady, because some people are not going to be very steady. So don't flip out, basically. Don't flip out, because we need some people that can like hold and ground and hold the energy right now, right? Like, we need some people to be really positive right now. And so this is something that came up a lot in the starseed readings that I did last month. So many people were, it was kind of coming through that part of their mission was to basically like put positive intention into the collective consciousness, because so many people right now are in there's like so much fear, there's so much worry, there's so much anxiety, there's so much you know, anger towards other people. Like, there's a lot of negative stuff kind of flying around in the collective right now, and it doesn't take much to see that is what's happening. And for some people, for what a lot of light workers and good witches and spiritual people do, is they go, okay, well, I'm not going to be a part of that. I'm basically going to shut out of the collective consciousness, and I'm just going to like turn off the TV, turn off media. I'm going to get off social media. I'm going to ignore everything. I'm going to go live in a cabin in the woods, and like, you know, this will be my reality, and all of that stuff is just not my reality, so I'm not going to be a part of it. And for some people, okay, maybe that's what you need to do, that's fine. But for a lot of people, it's like, that's good for you, but how is it helping everybody else? You know, like, how is that helping anybody else? And so the invitation for anyone that feels like that, like, you know, you want to disconnect because it's all a bit much, is instead of disconnecting from the you know, from the collective conscious, what we want to do is start putting some good stuff in there for ourselves and for everybody else. Whatever you put into the collective consciousness comes back to you. I know it's a little bit weird, but it's like you can visualize the collective consciousness in front of you as like, you can see it as kind of like a grid or a, you know, ball of light, or however you want to see it. And then you visualize yourself putting in good thoughts. You know, we're all going to be okay. Everything's fine. Like, we're all going to figure this out together. Like, you know, it's put in some love instead of some fear, like all of that kind of stuff. You are somebody who is here on this planet to hold the light. Okay, you're here to hold the light, and you're here to really make some powerful change through being loving and compassionate and kind and making a positive difference in this world. And so instead of like shutting it all out, which sometimes you need to do, okay, if you need to do that for a few days, it's no problem. But instead of kind of going full recluse, what you're being asked to do, or what you're being invited to do, you know, you always have a choice whether you say yes or no to these things, is to hold the frequency this month and throughout your whole life, hold the frequency of love and hold the frequency of light, because not everybody can do that. Not everybody can do it. Not everybody can do it. And people are going to really struggle with it this month. So the more you can hold that frequency, the better it is for everybody around you, but also the better it is for you, right? You don't want to get caught up in the drama. You don't want to get caught up in the whatever is going on. Don't get caught up in the drama. That's like the biggest message coming through for you this month. Don't get caught up in the drama, because it's probably not your stuff. So focus on yourself, focus on staying grounded, and focus on just being the light and being the love, and just holding that energy. And that doesn't mean that, you know, you have to help every single person out this month. You know, pick and choose what feels good, where you can help people and where you need to say, actually, that's too much for me. I'm not available for that. You still keep your strong boundaries, but yeah, it's going to be like one of those months where people are probably going to be flipping out a little bit. So don't become one of them, basically. Okay, I hope that was useful. It's kind of a weird message, but I hope there's something in it that made sense and was useful for you. Let me know in the comments. Love to hear from you. And if you'd like to work together this month, the links are below on how we can do that as well. Sending you lots and lots of love. Okay, Scorpio, let's see what the cards have to say. And I always say, let's see what the cards have to say, but it's not what the cards have to say. It's what your guides and your angels have to say. And we're just using the cards as a way in to that. Okay, so Scorpio, success. 10 of Cups, hooray. And you have Aquarius, uniqueness, idealism, vision, and activism. This is a really interesting combination of cards. Okay, so the first thing here is that it's very important for you to honor, acknowledge, and integrate your success. You have achieved a lot. You have done a lot. You have come really, really far on your journey, and it's really important for you to honor that and to integrate that. What does that mean? How do we integrate our success? You know, I wish there was like a really easy answer for that, but basically what you want to do is you want to own it. You want to own it. Okay, you want to own your success. You want to tell people, hey, I did this cool thing. Or, you know, maybe if you don't want to say it out loud because maybe it's part of your personal practice, like part of, you know, well, I've had some really great success on my spiritual journey and I've really come a long way. Then that's the kind of thing maybe you want to share in your journal. You write it out, you talk to your guides about it, you do a ritual and you say, I'm integrating my success. You light a candle and you say, this candle is a symbol of me integrating my success and owning it. You know, there's so many different ways that you can do it, but it feels really, really important for you to do that. So many of us, and I have done this so many times in my life, we have these amazing successes and wonderful things that happen to us, whether it is like a big thing, like, you know, my getting a book deal, or like your book gets really popular or something like that happens, or maybe it's just that you stopped making the same mistake over and over again. You know, you were like, oh, I've always like been drawn to the same kind of guy and now I'm not anymore, like this is great. You know, all of these things, we have to stop and pause and say, wow, okay, I did that, that's amazing. Otherwise we kind of forget that we've even done it. And then we can have all of this success and we can do all of this work on ourselves and all of these things, wonderful things that happen in our life, and we don't pay attention to them. And then when we don't pay attention to them, we always kind of feel like we need something else. You know, it's like, oh, I got a book deal. That's cool. I want another book deal. You know, like, oh, okay, well, I did some work on myself. That's nice, but I've got so much more to do, you know. But we need to pause at these moments and we need to say, hey, I'm doing really freaking well. Like, that's what I want you to say to yourself this month. I'm doing really freaking well. I'm really, really doing well. And I don't think probably any of us do this enough, but for you, this message is really, really strong this month. It's really, really clear, Scorpio. It's all about you owning that and just sitting with yourself and saying to yourself, I'm doing really, really freaking well. And just being like happy for like what you've done and what you've achieved. Like I said, whether it's things that you're achieving in the material world or things that you're achieving on your spiritual path or whatever it is, you know, I'm doing really, really well. When you just say that to yourself like every day this month, I'm doing really, really freaking well. You can change the words. You can change the words and make it, you know, make it your own. So let's talk a little bit about Aquarius really quickly here too. You know, Aquarius is like a visionary. And so I feel like the reason your guides really want you to do this and they really want you to integrate this and they really want you to own your success and hold your success is in large part due to the fact that there's more stuff coming that you need to create. And there's more stuff coming that you need to be a part of, that you're going to be called up to do. And when that stuff happens, they don't want you to be in a place of like, oh, you know, who am I to do this? Who am I to say yes to this? Oh, I'm not sure that I'm ready. I'm not sure that I'm right for this. They want you to just say yes to the opportunities that are going to come. And so in order for you to be able to say yes, you have to really believe in yourself that you can do it. You know, like, if I keep using a book deal as an example here, just because it's an example from my life, but you know, when the book deal comes, you can do what I did and you can go, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure that and you can deliberate on it for so long that by the time you sign the contract, you only have a month to write the book. Or you can go, heck yeah, I can't wait to do this. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to have moments of like, I'm not sure that I can do this, you know, once you've said yes and once you're in the process of it. But that's a different thing. You know, when that comes up, you'll deal with that and you'll move through it. But ultimately, there's going to be some stuff coming up. There's going to be some opportunities coming up for you, bigger, more exciting opportunities that are going to come. And when they come, your guides want you to just say yes, you know, assuming they feel right. Obviously, you want to intuitively tune into that and go, okay, does this feel like the right thing for me? Yes or no? But they don't want you to look at big opportunities and be scared by them or feel like you're not capable or not confident enough to take them on. So this is why it's really, really important for you this month to focus on your success and to really integrate all of that into your being so that you can move forward and you can become even more successful and more amazing than you already are. Okay, Scorpio, I hope that resonated. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Please let me know how it was for you. And if you'd like to work together this month, all of the links will be below on how we can do that together as well. Sending you lots and lots of love. Okay, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, your card flew onto the floor. That's always a good sign. Oh, okay, you nearly had another one fall onto the floor. Okay, Sagittarius, let's reach down. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sagittarius, this is unreal. Okay. I could not have picked a more perfect set of cards. This is so beautiful. You have the Star and you have Cygnus, who is also a star. Grace, divinity, elevated consciousness, and royalty. And I feel like those keywords, some of those keywords are like perfect for the Star card too in the tarot. This is just like, oh my gosh, this energy just feels so far out. Like, honestly, Sagittarius, this is just like, my mind is being like blown open. My crown chakra is being blown open right now by this energy. It is so high vibrational. It is so cosmic. It is so galactic. It is like your higher self is just like right here. And it's beautiful and it feels amazing. And I don't even really know what they're trying to say right now, except for just like, hello, we're here. Your guides are here. Your angels are here. First thing is they want you to recognize that. They want you to really look at the signs that you've been getting, and they want you to accept that this is real. Like, this is real. Like, your spirit guides are real. Your higher self is real. Your angels are real. They're really real. They're really here. They're really with you. They're really available to guide you on this journey through life. And please talk to them. Please talk to them. Please ask them questions. Please ask them for help. Ask them for what you need. Anything that you need, talk to them. Connect with them. They are available. Your higher self is available to answer every question that you have. This could be really good a month to do more of everything. Do more of your spiritual work in every single way. Meditate more. Do some automatic writing. Talk to your guides and angels. Do some journaling. Whatever you feel called to do it this month. I feel like the channel is just so open for you right now. Like, the channel is so open, and all you really need to do to receive the guidance that you know is out there, is available to you, is to just sit and listen and receive. Make time for that. Make time to meditate every day. And a lot of people freak out about meditation because they're like, what, I just sit there? And it's like, well, yeah, if you want. But meditation is the time when we receive the guidance. We do the prayers and we say the things and we have the chats with our guides, and the guidance can come through in that way too as well. But it comes through when we just sit and we just say, okay, I'm going to sit here for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however long you have. I'm just going to sit here and I'm just open to receiving messages of guidance, of light, of love from my higher self and from my guides and my angels. And sometimes when you do that, a whole bunch of stuff will come through. Sometimes it will come through as like a download, and a download kind of, for me, feels like I'm receiving something. I don't exactly know what it is yet. I know I'm receiving something. I know I'm receiving some wisdom. It's coming down, and I know it's all going to start to make sense, over the next few days or whenever it needs to kind of activate. You might just receive like a feeling, like a deep knowing. A lot of the time it's not conscious when we receive this stuff, right? Like, it's just a download of energy. And those downloads of energy don't necessarily give us like, oh, okay, I know I need to do X, Y, Z to get to this place that I want to get to. But what they do is they shift and they change our energy, and they make us more open to receiving more guidance. And we start to just kind of live our lives in a different way, even without consciously kind of going, oh yeah, like my guides told me to do this. It's like, well, I just had this experience where I just felt so much light and love in my heart, and that will change you. That will change you. That will change the actions that you take. It will change the way that you move through the world. I kind of feel like I'm just saying words at this point for you, because I don't think this energy that's coming through for you, I don't think it's necessarily about anything that I'm saying. I think what needed to happen right now was for you to just see this, and for you to just receive it, and for you to just get that guidance of like, your guides and your angels are so close. They're so close. They're so with you right now. And just please make time to listen and to be open to receiving all of the love and the light and the wisdom that they have to share with you. Wow, how beautiful. Okay, Sagittarius, I'm sending you so much love. I really hope that resonates. Please let me know in the comments. And if you'd like to work together this month, all of the links will be below on how we can do that together. Sending you lots and lots of love. Okay, where are we up to? Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. I have your oracle card. And let's pull your tarot card, and I have a crystal that has gone for a little stroll. Okay, Capricorn, you have a Temperance. Pulled this from myself this morning. And you also have Venus. Love, beauty, sensuality, and pleasure. Oh gosh, okay. Well, this is a pretty nice combo. A lot of stuff coming through here around self-love. Self-love. Temperance is such a self-love card. Temperance is one of these cards that a lot of people, when they first start reading tarot, they're like, I have no idea what this means. Like, what is temperance? Like, what is this? And, it's kind of one of those fun ones too, where you can like explore it and you can be like, what is temperance? What does that mean to me? But temperance is often about really just like calming down, calming down and finding balance and finding peace and like finding a way to kind of exist in the spiritual world and in the material world at the same time. And it's like, it's not a card of hustle and rushing and making things happen. Temperance is very much a card of like, just stepping back and reconnecting with yourself, reconnecting with your heart, reconnecting with the earth beneath your feet, reconnecting with your guides and your angels, and then kind of going, okay, what do I need to do next? It's like coming back to yourself, coming back to balance. These are just, so many different ways to look at the temperance card. But this is one really nice way, especially when we have the combo with the Venus energy. Like, temperance and Venus together, just to me, that just screams of like self-love, going slow, being kind to yourself, giving yourself permission to take some time off, to have a nap, to rest. This is really, really important for you this month, Capricorn. You can be a sign that tends to, you can go quite hard in the hustle. And that's great at times, but this month is about I'm like literally seeing you like taking a step back and just reassessing some things in life, reassessing some things for yourself and going, okay, what is really happening here? What do I really want to be doing? What's working? What's not working? But this message around giving yourself grace, giving yourself permission to rest, all of this like self-love stuff is coming through like so loudly and clearly for you. It's like, can you just give yourself a break, please? This is the biggest thing your guides and angels are saying. They really just want you to be kind to yourself and compassionate to yourself this month. Please give yourself a break. When things aren't going to plan or things aren't working out, we're in a Mercury retrograde right now. So, some things may not go to plan or may not work out in the way that you expected them to or you wanted them to. You may react in ways that you don't want to react. Forgive yourself. Give yourself grace. Give yourself a break. Just be kind to yourself. That's the biggest message that your guides want you to know this month. To please be kind to yourself, whatever's going on in life, whatever you're navigating, and to not push too hard this month, right? Like this month can be a month of a little bit more flow and ease for you, but you are the one that needs to kind of like take that step back and just kind of be like, okay, I'm not going to go hard and fast and furious this month. I'm going to just slow things down a little bit because, next month might be different. Next month we might be like full on gung-ho again, so take these moments when you can of this, this permission slip to go slower, to be kind to yourself. That's the main thing. Your well-being, your self-love, looking after your body, eating well, getting lots of sleep, all of those things. That's so important for you this month. And those things are important always, but it really feels like it's very important for you to just take that step back and be kind to yourself. Did I say that enough times? Be kind to yourself. You guys just really wanted you to like really get that. Okay, I really hope that resonated. Please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you if you'd like to work together this month. All the links are down below on how we can do that. Sending you lots of love. Okay, Aquarius. Every time I say Aquarius, I want to burst into song. But I won't do that today. Maybe next time. Okay, your card just flew out. I love when that happens. I love it. Okay. And we need an oracle card to go with that, please. Okay, so Aquarius, your cards are the Prince of Wands, Aspiration, and Sagittarius, adventure, independence, flexibility, and free-spiritedness. So I'm loving this combo, this aspiration energy, the free-spiritedness, the adventure. You're really being invited this month to follow the callings, follow the callings, follow the stirrings of your heart and your soul. There's no time left to, and I'm not saying this like, oh my gosh, you don't have any time left. But there's no time for any of us really on earth to be wasting time doing things that we don't really care about or we don't really want to be doing. And yes, sometimes we do have things in life. We have responsibilities where we have to show up and we have to do certain things at certain times, go to work, look after our family. Like there's all of these things that we do have to do. But within that and around that, we also have a lot of other options. And your guides are just saying so clearly, so strongly right now that they just really, really want you to follow your heart and to listen to your soul and to do the things that really like make you happy and light you up and the things that you just feel really, really excited about. If you feel excited about something, then, that's a sign to do it. Right? Like that's a sign to pursue it. That's a sign to go down that path and see what happens. And excitement doesn't always necessarily mean, oh, this is definitely going to like work out, like, oh, I'm excited to like start a band with my friends. It doesn't mean that, you're going to be the next big band and like be the number one hit. Maybe you will be, maybe you will, but it's like, follow it, see where it leads you. When you get these, like, when you feel excited, follow that and let it guide you, let it lead you to wherever it wants you to go. Because this is like, you'll go somewhere. It will take you somewhere. It will take you somewhere exciting. It will take you to a place that you wouldn't have gone to otherwise. A lot of us sit around and we feel excited about things. And we're like, oh, I'd really like to do that. Oh, I'd really like to experience that. And then we do nothing. We don't make any changes. We don't follow that. We don't, maybe you see like a job ad and you're like, oh, I'd really love to do a job like that. And then you turn the page and you just carry on at your job where you already are and you make no change or anything, right? But then in the back of your head, you're like, oh, I wonder what life would be like if I had followed that path. So your message this month is really, really simple. It's really simple. It's really straightforward. Your guides just really want you to follow your heart and follow what is lighting up your soul, wherever it's taking you, within reason. Obviously, we've still got responsibilities and bills to pay and things like that, but following your heart and your soul is never going to lead you astray. It may take you to places that you never thought you would go. But it's never going to lead you astray. So follow those stirrings, follow what's lighting up your soul. Really hope that resonates. It's such like a short, simple message for you, Aquarius, this month, but it just kind of felt like that was it. That was it. Okay, I'm sending you so much love. Let me know in the comments how this reading was for you. And if you'd like to work together this month, all the links are below on how we can do that together. Lots of love. Okay, Pisces, you are our very final reading for today. And let's see your tarot. Okay, so your oracle card is Aries, commitment, competitiveness, courage, and fearlessness. And your tarot is the Hanged Man. So let's talk about the Hanged Man first, because I know for some people that brings up some stuff. People don't always like to see the Hanged Man in their tarot readings. Can you believe that? But there's so much more to the Hanged Man than just like, oh, nothing's happening. The Hanged Man actually gives us an opportunity to take some time out and to get some perspective. And sometimes that's exactly what we need. And I feel like for you, that's what this month is. This month for you, Pisces, is all about taking a little bit of time out and getting some perspective. We've just moved into Mercury retrograde, and this is a fantastic time to reflect on life, to reflect on what's been going on. Like, are you happy with the way things are going? Do you want things to change? What's working? What's not working? I feel like I've said that in a whole bunch of these videos today. But this Hanged Man energy, it's all about taking time out for reflection. And with Mercury in retrograde, it's just it's the perfect time to do that. And Mercury in retrograde can feel a little bit like a hanged man energy for some people too, because it's like we can't push and hustle and force things in the same way that we can when the stars and the planets are in a different alignment, right? Like it's not so easy to kind of push and force things. And so we do have to go with the flow a little bit more. So that's what's coming through for you here too, is like going with the flow and just kind of letting things happen. And that doesn't mean that you give away your free will and you just, I'll just go wherever life takes me. But a little bit of that energy can be really useful. A little bit of like, okay, well, things aren't really like moving very fast right now. And that's okay. I'm just going to sit and wait. And I'm just going to, find something to do with my time while I'm waiting for things to move forward. This is one thing that's kind of coming through, and it's not in the cards, but it's coming through, is this is a really good month to work on something creative, to write a book or to, and Camp NaNoWriMo is happening now. If you're a writer or you want to be an author, check out Camp NaNoWriMo. And it's just, we all get together and we write 50,000 words in a month. And it can be like, it could be that, it could be something else creative that you want to do. But doing something creative, maybe you want to learn guitar, maybe you want to like, something creative, something like that you can do while you're waiting for things to kind of move forward again in your life. But this also is about perspective. And we've got this Aries card here, fearlessness and courage. And it kind of feels like one of the things you're being invited to do here when it comes to the perspective aspect of the Hanged Man is to look at, and this is real super corny, I know, but to look at where in your life are you in love and where in your life are you in fear. And I know that's a super corny phrase and not everybody resonates with it, but there's something in this, right? Like, where are you taking actions in your life based on fear? And where are you taking actions in your life based on love? And it can be really interesting to look at that and think about that while you're sitting in this space of reflection. Where can you make choices that are more in alignment with love than fear? I bet you probably didn't even know that you were making some choices from fear. Most of us don't. We just make choices. We just take action. We just do things. And we don't always think about why we're doing them. But when you're in this Hanged Man energy of this beautiful opportunity to look at your life and go, oh, okay, this is interesting. This is why I'm doing this. This is why this is coming up for me. So think about it and enjoy this time. I know that's like a weird thing to say when it comes to the Hanged Man energy, but it can be nice. It can be nice to just be like, okay, I'm just gonna like hang around for a little while. See what happens, see what comes up. I really hope that serves you. I hope there's something in there that's useful for you. If you would like to work with me this month, all of the links are below on how you can do that. I am sending you so much love and just wishing you such an amazing month ahead. Lots and lots of love.